Alrighty, everybody. This is Tales of the String, episode Quattro? 4?
I don't know.
Episode 4, baby.
4 and a quarter.
And today, we are talking tech again. Episode 2 of Talking Tech in the series.
Yeah.
A lot of numbers. Don't get confused.
We will lose track after 3.
Yes. After 3, we cannot count any further. So, today, our scope is going to be over our, what did we say? We said our hunting arsenal. Correct?
Yeah, hunting arsenal.
So that is going over stands, saddles, hunting gear, like our clothes, and
basically everything that we are using, from weapons to gear to clothes, everything, and why we decided on that stuff. You know, we kind of just want to give everybody an idea why we did it. We're not anybody special, but you know, this is why we're landing on it.
absolutely.
So,
And I think our big one. Are we wanting to start with these first?
I think we're going to start with our bows.
Okay, so
Yeah.
the bow first. And we all landed on the same bow this year.
Yep.
Bam. The lift 33.
Matthews lift
33. And we all three have a 33, correct?
Yeah.
So I guess, Connor, what made you get 33?
Well, it was kind of, I had the,
It's because we told you to.
I mean,
no,
don't say that, because we don't want the truth to be out.
no, what I had before that was it
You had the V3,
right? Yeah. No, I had the V3, and the new one came out, and we were discussing it, and it was kind of like an impulse decision at the beginning. I was like, I'm just going to buy it.
The impulse was the lift?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just like, oh, I'm just going to buy it.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
And I went ahead and bought it. I mean, I like it, but
So basically, really quickly, how did you start? What did you start with bow hunting? Did you have any certain expectation with the bow, or was it just something that got handed down to you? And then how did you end up? What was the steps up to here?
okay, so started out like I would always just go out hunting the cage when he had the what was it?
Mission
the Mission
Craze.
Craze, yeah. Went out there, and I think it was my 8th grade graduation present from Cage or something like that. He came into the kitchen, had his the case, everything, arrows. He said, "Here you go," and he gave me the Mission Craze for my first bow. Didn't cry, obviously, but no, I got that bow and I stuck with it for.
And the
Man.
Craze is a beginning bow, right? It
Yeah.
goes such a broad range of draw lengths and weights. Okay.
Yeah.
Good beginner's bow.
It is.
Great. And grow with you.
Yeah.
I love that bow. Used that one. I think it was. I think I only used it for maybe a season though, a season or two. Because then after that, I remember, I did some mowing for the summer and everything, and I raised some money, and I was like, I want to make like my first big purchase. So I was like, I'm gonna go buy a new bow, and that got me to the Mission Switch, and I love that bow. Draw I'm pretty sure it goes 11 to
11 to 70, yep, you're
for the
right.
poundage, yeah, and then the draw length goes from
21 to 30.
Yeah, that bow is super flexible. That one I do recommend. Like, that's a great bow. for
And it's
everybody.
right there.
Yeah, with the nice pink strings.
Yeah.
Loved it.
Yeah. So we actually still have. Was that the exact one you had?
the exact one.
Yeah, that's the exact one. I actually bought a black one, and then when I was looking at it after I got home, the limbs were bent, so they had to take it in and get a new one. But this right here is the Switch. This is what I started out with. And then gave it to Cage, and he gave it to his wife. And I'm just glad to see that it's still here.
And just to kind of look at that. Well, we can set it up against
Yeah, lay them against this one.
Just to kind of look at that, like, just to show you, even when you started, which wasn't terribly long, like I'm compared to myself, I started a long time ago in bow hunting. You know, this is kind of what you expected from bows. Now, the back where I started, they were really long and sweepy.
Yeah.
You know, and then you have these somewhat parallel limb designs. But back then, what were you wanting to buy? Like, were you looking for a particular thing about the bow?
No, it was just
Or you
the
just wanted to
feet.
go with mission and
Well, yeah, I mean, we sit there, and I got that bow because I wanted to get into bow hunting. So he gave me a lot of my stuff, and I got it. I wanted to go buy a bow. We were looking at it. I was like, I didn't want to buy no $800 to $1,000 bow. I was like, let's find something cheap. And this was like right there. It was $399 when I bought it. So I was like, I'm just gonna go buy. I didn't know what to expect because at the time I'm not looking at my cams, my lean, my anything.
Yeah.
The riser, nothing. And I'm just kind of just going in, buy a bow. I buy it, and I mean, that's kind of really. I didn't really have any intentions on what kind of bow or what
did you
to
have
expect.
any? Yeah. Did you have anything in your mind for specs?
No,
Nothing.
literally, I just went in there and
Nothing
just
for
bought it.
speed. Nothing. You just didn't care. You just wanted to have that bow when you saw it. Pretty
Yeah,
much.
it's kind of more of like another like impulse type thing for me. It was like I wanted to make my first big purchase, which was the bow, and I just was like, let me just get the bow.
So what? Basically, I mean, what I would say is you love that bow so much because that was your first one you bought.
Yeah,
But like, that's another thing to bring up is, you know, nowadays with the way bows are, you bought a bow, it wasn't based on anything, as far as all the gadgets and cool cams and this and that and the other thing on the new bows. You just
Yeah.
wanted that bow because that's the one you saw, that's the one you stuck with. But also, you were probably still growing as an archer, right?
oh yeah.
So you needed something that was flexible. Were you set on draw length yet? Or, I mean, you're still growing, so
No,
you're still.
I when I got this bow, I got it and they told me I didn't know how correct form, didn't know anything, and they told me we'll keep you at 30 pounds because that looks like all you can handle. Mm-hmm. And then I got home and I got there. I think my first year I got to like 50, and that season I just progressed up there because they showed me like instead of pulling all your muscle just like over here, it was like really putting into the form and everything.
Yeah.
That will help me. Now that's where I'm at with like the lift now, shooting. I'm at 70 now,
Right.
just for the right form.
That's the amazing thing about new. I mean, not trying to get off into that topic, but new archers. You always think, well, yeah, I need to, you know, it's always I'm starting out at 30 pounds. Need a bow that's going to grow. Mm-hmm. Because when you're shooting, it's addictive when you get into shooting. Because you just want, it's always about that, I want to tighten that group. I want to tighten that group.
Yeah.
And then you finally get to that and you just shoot more and more and more. And your body gets used to it. I need up the poundage. I need up the poundage.
Yep.
Soon enough, you're shooting at 70 pounds.
And that's where like a new archer, I would tell him not to get this.
Yeah, don't.
And get this because it is 25 times more user friendly,
Yeah.
and
It's going to help you learn
Yes.
what you need.
and B, like, you go to this, right, like an advanced bow, right? Okay, now where we think you were a really good example. You were like, man, I just don't think my draw length's there yet. I need to tweak with it, right?
Yeah.
A new archer's gonna be like, more money,
Yeah.
really? Like, I have to do all this to have this? But
Yeah.
you're thinking, I just want to tinker a little bit more. I think
Yeah.
I could do this. I think I could do that. That's where this, okay, let me just unscrew it, turn my mod, and screw back in, you know? And that's where, I don't know, this is where a new archer would excel with this
And
more.
it's also, I mean, it's a good bow to
It is.
settle for. I mean, like, not settle, but like settle on. Like, you're not, if you don't want the lift or you don't want any other brand, like, you don't want to go for that particular draw weight, that length, this bow is okay to keep going with it.
Yeah.
Who cares?
And it goes up to 70 pounds.
Yeah.
I love this bow because of that reason. Like right here, we just have our letters on the back side, so you just switch your letters. There, you got to go spend $70 each time you want to upgrade your draw length and
Yeah.
poundage.
Yeah.
Oh, they charged you?
It's $65 a mod.
Yeah, each
set
mod
mod.
you get each. So if you're at
Like
30,
if you want to buy it.
Oh,
if you
yeah.
just go in there and swap them, it's
I
fine.
was gonna say, I'm not buying it.
Yeah. but that's a good thing. Here, I can just put it in a press, get my Allen wrench, undo it, go back to.
Oh, you have to press it to change it.
This one, yeah.
Oh, really?
To change what?
Don't you have to press
The
it to
length?
change
I
it?
didn't know you need to.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope. You don't. need
Because
to.
it's just changing where it stops,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, it's just a screw. So yeah, no, it's extremely user friendly, like I was
Extremely
saying.
flexible.
Yes, and it doesn't need a press for anything. I mean, once you get your timing and your cam lean gone, it's an Allen wrench and you're done.
Yeah.
You know, whereas this is press, change your mod, everything, yada yada, a lot more compact, like a lot more complex
Yeah.
than this is. But being said that, you really like this bow, and it was,
I did. I love the.
and you would still shoot this today, wouldn't you?
If I didn't buy that, I would honestly consider going to this again instead of that VXR. I mean,
The V3.
they're just so much money. It
Yeah.
costs a lot. And this right here is this very nice budgeted bow, and I could do whatever. I could buy as many accessories as it is for just a regular bare bow.
That's an extremely good point. It really is. I mean, he shot this bow for, what did you shoot for, 2 years?
2 years, yeah.
2 years, and
I don't know if I shot anything with it.
you put nicer accessories on it.
That's something we touched on in the last video. Is you could even buy this bow now probably on Facebook for about $800.
Yeah, it's just
So-
insane.
We've already said it. Why waste your money? But like, so basically going from you started with this guy, now you're up to this guy.
Yeah. And
Yeah, honestly, for me, I started out with, what the hell did I start out with?
Was that the Hoyt Grizzly?
No. So that was my second bow, I would say. Back in the day when so I think my Uncle Mark got us kind of started into archery because we always saw him doing it, and I think maybe a brother-in-law did it too back then. But so I ended up buying. Back when I was a kid, you could go pick up a little bitty, you call it a compound bow from Walmart, and just some tinkering arrows. And that's how I would do it with my brother. My oldest brother would always have a bow, and he started out with, oh man, I think it was an old PSE, about the ugliest thing you could find back in the day. Not saying PSE's ugly, I'm just saying that the bows back then were just really simple. The cams were about like this, and they're just really simple. And it wasn't, didn't have strings as cables, they had actual coated cables, like aircraft cable.
Wow.
And so I started out with that little Walmart bow, and then got up to, I believe my first one was a Bear, an old Bear model, which was kind of like that PSE I explained to my brothers. And I still have that bow somewhere. I can't remember. It might be at my mom and dad's house still. And then I got up to that Hoyt Reflex Grizzly, which that was a versatile bow. You could change the draw length quite a bit, and the poundage a decent amount. I think it changed up to 10 pounds, but the draw length changed, I think, from like 25 to 29 inches.
That bow is insanely long.
Yeah.
It's super fun.
And I want to say when I bought that bow, it felt expensive, but it was like $350.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Like, you can't buy a sight now for that. Like a good sight, which is crazy.
And like I said in the last video, after that, after I bought that Reflex, is when the archery really took fire in me. And I got really good. I'm not trying to toot my own horn here. I got really good with that old bow, that old Hoyt Reflex. And then I was like, man, I always saw the commercials for the Matthews Switchback, and I always wanted one of those. And I ended up getting the Adrenaline, was my first Matthews. And man, I love that bow, and that's when I really got dialed in, and started really wanting that. I just wanted everything that was the new technology, and now the age I'm at, I think, let's say, eventually after the Adrenaline, I bought a Triax at an auction, which is in that bow review video that's going to be posted sometime soon. And then that was the first that I ever got of this type of, the
more parallel lens.
cross-centric cam, is it called?
Cross-centric cam,
and stuff like that. And then, so after that, I was like, man, I don't want to get another bow. I actually bought the V3 that you shot that deer with, but I didn't do anything with it.
You never shot it.
I never used that. I always used the Triax because it costs so much just to put accessories on a bow. After you spend so much freaking money on the bow, you're like, yeah, I kind of blew it. I just need to wait until I save up a little bit. Yeah. And then I was like, man, if they could really come out with something that really was, my biggest thing was quiet. I always wanted the bow to be quieter, and I wanted it to be, I guess, just smoother shooting. And because that Triax, it was a good bow, but it hit hard. You could feel it. It was like that thing just threw the arrow.
Yeah.
And then the Phase 4 came out. I was like, man, that's really getting somewhere when they started putting that dampening inside the limbs. And I was like, man, if they come out next year, because right about then I was like, I was close to buying it, but I was like, you know what? If they come out next year with something that adds on to that, then I'll go for it. But I'm not going to worry about it right now. And that's when the lift came out and they changed the axle design. And I think they made it a little lighter than the Phase 4.
Yeah, it's the lightest to date, and they finally changed the cam.
So that's when I ended up with the lift. Basically what I always look for in a bow these days is just about hunting. I just wanted it quieter, and I wanted it to be smoother.
Mm-hmm.
So
Absolutely, that's exactly what I was thinking. So, yeah, I mean, that's how we kind of all settled on the lift, and which we all talked about before we bought them.
yeah,
Seeing what, and we all shot them, and I think we were all pretty quickly in agreement. Like, yeah, this thing could be somewhere.
yeah. I like the bow a lot. It shoots really well. It's smooth. I just can't say it's worth the money.
Yeah. Which you guys will see in the video. It's going to be posted very, very, very soon.
And plus, we talked about in the last podcast, we went through all the bows, but we're just trying to talk about how we landed on what we are today. And honestly, we had mentioned it earlier. I don't know exactly why I'm still on Matthews.
That's a good point.
I don't know why. I'm not saying I would leave Matthews. It's just that I'm not exactly sure why I'm on Matthews. I love them.
I'm on the Matthews because you always mentioned Matthews to me. So I was like, you've been shooting longer than I have. So I was like, maybe he knows something that I don't. So I was like, I'll just stick with Matthews. And honestly, I mean, I love Matthews, right? I don't have much to complain about other than obviously the dollar signs. But I don't think I have a firm answer on why I'm sticking with Matthews. Like, I don't know why I don't go shoot a Hoyt PSE Elite. Like, I don't know why I just always land back here. I really don't.
Yeah, it's weird because I have shot other brands. I've shot Bear. I've shot Reflex, which is Hoyt. I don't know if they even make Reflex anymore. And I've shot PSE. I've had that. Well, I had an old PSE. I think actually it was my brother's hand-me-down before I bought that Bear, that old Bear. But anyway. Honestly, I don't know. I've never compared them all, which we probably should, but I just don't know why. But Matthews has always been the ticket for me. But yeah, that's why I'm there. I guess it's just I won't stubborn. I won't change my ways. Maybe someday. I've always considered trying a Hoyt.
Yeah, I can't say I haven't either because they got that carbon's pretty nifty.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was holding it. I was at Shields yesterday, and I was holding it, and I was like,
Yeah.
I wonder what this would feel like.
Well, I was talking to the guy at Shields whenever I was getting my mods changed for my draw length, and I was telling him, I was like, what do you guys think about this lift? Because they get to see all the bows that come in. He's like, for me, it's between this one and whatever the top Hoyt was. I don't know the Hoyt.
The Alpha X or the RX-8.
I think it was RX-8.
RX-8.
But yeah, he's like, it's between this one and that one. He's like, honestly, this one's quieter.
The left?
So, I mean, there's something to be said. I mean, it's not just us, it's other people. So
yeah. Which, I mean, that's how it is.
Yeah.
So, but this kind of piggybacks off to the next thing.
Yeah. So, yeah, so that's our bows. And next is what we kind of decided on for hunting clothing. I think you all were the same way, but back when I was growing up and growing into hunting, I was just started out hunting in regular Carhartt coveralls and, thick, about 4 sweatshirts and a stocking cap. And
well, that's just how, your dad and then my dad and grandpa, that's just how they've always done it.
Back then, it was always lace-up boots.
Yep.
And nowadays, I never wear lace-up boots.
No, I've got
unless I'm wearing my work boots.
That's for pruning.
Well, sometimes I'll just go out hunting in my work boots if it's a warm day.
Yeah,
those
a little bit warmer.
December 65-degree days.
I'm not gonna lie with you. I took a read out there, and I think it was early October. I was like, man, we sitting on the ground. I'm just taking my dudes out there. I just sit out in the weeds.
It was warm, wasn't it?
It was warm. Yeah, that's the only thing I hate about the early season.
It's hot.
That's one of the main reasons I never go out in the early season.
It's so hot. We're doing it this year, boys.
And that's another thing is, my gear, my hunting clothing, I need to buy an arsenal for early season.
Yes.
That I can hunt out in the warmth, but also kind of keep my scent down.
Yep.
But as far as typical season where it's, 45 down to 20s or even lower, I've now settled on going from, and I used to wear typical coverall bibs that were camouflage, hunting bibs, you always called them, but they weren't ever anything special. And now, I think it was 2 years ago, Cage, I bought First Light.
Yep.
And I talked to you about it. There's such a big difference when you go from the old typical hunting bib you could pick up at any store almost to First Light's gear. It's so quiet, so slick, and you don't have to layer.
No.
I've learned that the hard way. Don't layer.
Yeah.
When you think it's going to be cold, you're not really going to be that cold.
No, it's really your neck. And that's where they have that neck gaiter. Holy cow. I bought that thing.
I always
Game
pack a
changer.
neck gaiter, that's for sure, just in case that wind is just too much for my body to really want to deal with. But the First Light gear has definitely changed a lot of things.
How
for
we
me.
hunt, yeah.
I'm not just saying First Light. I think Sitka does it too, but I think I've seen where First Light has really done a lot of damage with the whitetail group.
Yeah.
They have so much going on with the whitetail clothing they have. I mean, they have pass-through pockets. They have pockets galore in all these things.
And I remember whenever you told me you got First Light and you said, hey, you need to look into this.
Yeah.
And I looked into it and I asked you why you got it. And you said, because you said either the owners or it's guided towards bow hunters.
Yeah.
And I was like, really? That's a neat feature. And that's when I started looking into it, and it's like everybody that works there has an input, and they're all bow hunters.
Yeah.
And it's like, once I bought this stuff, I was like, holy cow, this really is for bow hunters. I mean, like, the pockets.
Yeah.
You know, just everything.
That's one thing it seems like you can never have enough of on
Pockets.
on clothing is pockets.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
you gotta have plenty of snacks.
yes, that's the biggest thing. I mean, forget your bow, but like snacks. Like the bibs here. This is the Solitude.
I think it says on the tag.
I think this is the Solitude 2.0. Where is it? Yes, Solitude. Yep. Like the game changer for me were these pockets right here.
Yeah.
I mean, I've never seen pants with the front pockets.
It's just so quiet, and I think it's somewhat waterproof to a certain extent. It's such quiet clothing.
So
It's
quiet.
warm, and I think it does. It doesn't. They don't advertise it, but I think it does a good job of scent control.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And
I mean, how many times have me and you gone out and we're just flooded with deer?
I couldn't believe how many times. And actually, that's another thing that I need to point out in my gear, which we'll do later. But I just couldn't believe how many times I've been out and had deer downwind of me, and it's just like, this should be over by now.
Yeah.
But it wasn't. They got a little fishy, but I mean, and I'm not saying it was all First Light. I do pack an Ozonics,
Yes.
and I believe that thing is a ticket to staying in the woods. But also, the First Light is my biggest ticket because I remember I used to get cold quick.
Oh yeah.
And that's one thing I will say, even with boots nowadays, I still get my feet
My
still
feet
get cold.
always get cold. My feet
I've
and my
never been able to
hands.
fix that.
Yep.
My feet don't ever get cold.
Really?
I bought these like they look weird, but I got these like socks that go on top of my socks, and they're like super thermal, like insulated.
Really?
My piggies stay nice and warm.
Yeah,
Share them with the group, would you?
You have to tell us what they are,
Yeah.
so everybody knows.
Yeah, you have to tell us what they are. Like,
But like, I used to get cold really quick. I mean, just the wind would pierce through. It doesn't pierce through this very well. And yeah, I can honestly say it keeps me in the woods longer, which is
Yeah.
big factor.
yeah. No, absolutely. Because, like, I remember, on a cold, windy day, December, late season, I had my regular gear. I could probably stay out for an hour and a half.
And that's the sad thing is that's what every whitetail hunter dreams of is that cold front.
Yes, just staying out the night.
Tomorrow morning, it's gonna be cold. We gotta get out
Really
there.
cold stuff. And with this stuff, I mean, heck, me and you sat out there for 4 hours.
Yeah.
And we just got down because there was nothing moving.
Shoot, there was one night I think we did a short. We were leaving when it was raining, and we were like, okay.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, I do remember that. And and it didn't get.
That's the great versatility of this gear.
It's
You
insane.
don't have to worry about if it starts raining.
Yeah.
Maybe pack a rain jacket just in case it gets heavy.
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, you don't have to worry about it. This stuff is warm. You don't have to layer up. I don't think I've ever worn I probably have worn thermal underwear under this once.
I have.
On accident.
Yeah.
I would never do it again.
Ooh. When you have the Sanctuary.
Yes.
Mine's a solid too. Mine's one under yours.
Oh really?
What'd you wear under them?
Thermal, like you skivvies, thermal long
leggings.
johns.
I don't care how cold or how warm the weather is. I usually always end up in my base layers. Always. Whenever I go on, not early.
Oh, yeah.
Winter, I have all my base layers. I got my nice piggy toe warmers, and I got mine's also Sanctuary.
So you're saying you always wear your base layers?
I always wear layers.
Really?
Yeah, I get cold.
So you're a skinny guy.
Yeah. So no, the socks, they're 6-inch boot liner socks. They're military tactical outdoor sport Polartec fleece winter
It's an
socks.
Amazon special.
Yeah.
How much are they?
It's the store's $281Z, and they are $19 to $20.
Huh. I'm gonna have to run that and try that.
That's
this
what they
year.
look like.
Share that with us, would you?
Yeah, because I think I'm gonna want some of those for my biggies.
They better not let me down.
Yeah.
I'm coming after you.
Well, I'm gonna send them back unwashed.
I tell you what, though, I put those on Christmas morning. I went to go walk to the kitchen, and it was like an animated fall. My feet just went from under me.
That is funny.
But that's the only thing I can complain about now is I've basically changed my gear, my hunting clothing, from back to used to wear Carhartt coveralls to wearing the cheap mediocre bibs. I finally splurged on decent hunting clothes, First Light, and I can't say that I've been disappointed. Mm-hmm. That has been good.
Absolutely.
Now it's just not fun to spend the money like bows.
Yes. It's
This is a little cheaper. They run good discounts around. I think it was actually just a few weeks ago they ran a special, and
Yep.
do it around Black Friday.
Yeah, Black Friday they have a really good deal.
Only thing that got me on First Light is when I put something in one of my pockets. I tried to put my hand down there. I swear my hand went all the way down my leg.
Of course, you have First Light. What do you think of it?
I like it. Now, I'll say that pretty much all my hunting stuff is like if I buy something, and it's not a bad way. It's because of you. Like,
Okay, just tell us your opinion on it, though.
like I love
Difference
it.
between what you started in or what you wore before, just before you had First Light.
Before that, I mean, I started out going like with Dad and just my old coveralls. No, like,
When did you buy your
first?
First Light?
Oh man, last year I think. Like,
Okay, what were you wearing just before that?
oh, a full jumpsuit.
So,
It was $99 from Bass Pro. It was nice.
So, yeah, I think I remember videos of that.
Yeah.
So, from the jumpsuit to this, what do you think?
I love it. I mean, it's kind of, I got a large, so it's a little
baggy.
bigger, a little baggy, but I'd rather have that so I can go.
But you also bought yours off Facebook?
Yeah.
Okay, so you...
Yeah, and which was a lot cheaper doing it that way instead of buying a brand new.
Right.
And I love it. I love how, like, there's a lot of pockets, which is great.
So idealistically, you should have bought a medium.
Yeah.
I have a medium. I run a medium.
This is fitted. This is almost like buying fitted gear.
Yes,
you need to
it really
basically.
is.
They give measurements on the site. You need to. I took my measurements before I bought my stuff, and yeah, that's what I do. Like, it is like it's not like baggy equipment unless you buy it too big for yourself. Mm-hmm. And don't buy it with the intention of putting layers underneath it, like
No,
big
'cause
layers.
We also have a TikTok short of me and you walking back from our stand. We were like,
Yeah.
this is
No.
gruesome.
It's not like over the top baggy where
Right.
it's like weighing me down. It's just I can tell like there's a little bit of room.
Yeah.
Which is still fine because like
Right.
it's normal, but it all gets compressed whenever I put like a saddle or something on me.
Yeah.
And it's just super tight.
Yeah.
It keeps me warm. I never got cold in the winter at all,
Yeah.
except for my face.
But it does bring me to something we've always said. No matter what you buy for clothes, practice in it. At least a jacket.
Yep.
And I don't know if the pants are going to make a difference unless you're holding your bow with your feet. If you can, good for you. But yeah, I would probably, you need to practice in it. We've all learned that something gets in the way. I think we were shooting targets the other day, and my jacket, my hoodie,
Yeah,
or
your
something
hoodie.
kept getting in the way. It really ticked me off. But I think I had a zip-up jacket.
Well, that's the one thing about these guys. You know, one thing, if First Light's going to watch this, which I'm sure you will, one thing we need to think about, unless it's already done, is this thing right here. Like, it needs to have some form of way to get out of the way. Because remember when I shot, it went up under my arrow and kicked it way left.
Can you say you've had any other jacket that does that, though?
I can't say. Well, I think my last jacket did the same thing.
That's what I'm saying. Is there any jacket out there that folds out of the way?
I
I think they expect you to zip it all the way up.
Yeah, I'm not doing that because.
But that's what I'm saying. You practice in it, so you know you need to hitch it. You need to like make sure your draw is past it.
Oh, like
Yeah.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, which I mean,
Or tuck it under your neck gaiter.
That's what I did.
That could have been my
You tuck
fault.
it under.
I fold it. I fold them.
You could fold it in.
Well, I
Just like
kind
this?
of when I was shooting,
You know what you do.
I was shooting out here, and I just took that thing.
I
and
wonder-
folded it.
No patent pending. Put a little Velcro on this guy and put it right there. Stick them together. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, like
Get a little
this.
sticky Velcro. Put it on each set part. Stick it in. It'll keep itself folded in.
Yes, that is patent pending. If we didn't say that.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Royalty one again.
So, but another thing about gear, you always learn tricks to it. So practicing your gear. But yeah, so basically we've covered the clothes.
Yeah.
What we all wear. Like I said, for some reason my feet never stop getting cold. But I think the rubber boots are a great thing.
Which I think I have some right behind you.
That's what I smell.
Yes, probably.
Which that's different. You guys have rubber boots. I don't. I rock the lace ups.
Oh, that's your problem.
Yeah.
See, that I've always heard people preach that the rubber boots are more scent free.
Yep.
Which I can see that. But I also like back when I was hunting as a younger guy, I would always have to cross a creek either after I shot a deer or before I shot a deer. And so the height of how much waterproof you could get was a big deal.
Yeah.
Especially if it rained.
Well, I remember when you dropped that doe in the creek. You had to have waders or something, or you were soaking
Oh,
wet.
it was soaking wet, yeah.
That was a bad day.
So I'm used to having those boots. Plus, it's easy to kick them off if you're walking back into, you know, or you can like even when you get back to the truck, you kick them off, put some slippers on, and throw the boots in bed or whatever, and it's done.
Well, I can say that that these over, you know, my like other boots that I would wear, like just an outdoor shoe kind of thing, kind of boot. These are just, I don't know, they give you more of a hunting feel.
Yeah.
Like I feel better in these than I do the other shoes. Mm-hmm. Like it's just having the waterproof factor.
Yeah.
You know, they're quiet. They don't make like a,
Right.
you know. Yeah, I don't know. And these ones are 1,000th insulate, I think.
Yeah, that's
So they're warm.
it. Doesn't ever seem. I need
But my
like
feet still get cold.
1,500,000.
Yeah, I need like at least 1 million insulate because my feet get freezing cold. But these are the dry shod ones. If you want to send us any, gotta plug those.
Preferably me, I have that.
I think I've been rocking the Lincoln Outfitters from Rule King. Rule King, hit us up. Love their stuff. They have all sorts of things. But my main reason actually, I'll wear these boots. I'll wear my non-hunting boot. I have another pair for not hunting. They're called a non-hunting boot.
like a muck boot kind of thing.
Yeah, I have rubber boots for
Okay.
I don't wear hunting. Like basically when I'm doing underground or something like that.
Oh, okay, I gotcha.
Or even when I'm just if it's wet outside. I'll just be honest. I'm lazy. I'm just gonna slip these on rather than tie my shoes.
Yeah.
So, and these are really easy to. It just keeps you can tuck your pants into them, keeps the pants from getting mud on them.
Mm-hmm.
So, they're a really good option for just throwing them on, get hunting.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. No.
Because whenever I get my hunting clothes on and I ate a meal before then, I can't bend down.
Yeah, I just
Can't bend down to tie my shoe.
get my foot in there, food baby coming out. I totally understand that.
So you're still rocking lace-ups, huh?
And I hate them. I mean, I like them, but I hate them
No, it's a love-hate relationship. back
because they're already kind of heavy how they are.
Yeah.
But good gosh, when I have to walk at like pretty much 5 miles to my stand, I gotta walk so far, and when it gets muddy, it's like I'm walking and I can feel my arms moving, but I look down, my legs are stuck in the mud. I'm just like, ugh. And that's the thing, like those are lighter than mine.
Yeah.
Mine are.
Are they work boots?
No, they hunting boots. They're like hiking type.
boots. I gotcha.
They're like shin high kinda, and they're just a heavier type,
Right.
and they stink.
Well, that's something to be said then. Lace up, at least that specific one.
Yeah.
is letting off a lot of scent. Where these ones only stink when you take them off.
That's the reason I don't like. There's one thing I know about those is I put on muck boots once, not hunting, like just regular black ones. I can't drive in muck boots. All right,
It's like a concrete block.
I went to go drive and it's like my foot wouldn't go forward, so I was like,
You gotta use the base of your foot.
like I was going down a hill. I was about to just put that thing in neutral and let me take it. Like I couldn't drive in it.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I think these have been a game changer since changing to
Right.
a muck boot style shoe.
You do lose some. I think you lose that flexibility.
Yep.
Like climbing up in tree stands, you lose that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's some things I would change about design.
I like those, yes, about the climb. I like my lace ups for climbing up the tree because whenever I got to the stand, I got my bell on the hook. Mm-hmm. Need for speed up that ladder. Like I got up there.
Oh, because you're afraid of the bobcats. Yeah.
Well, it's dark. It's the same. It's the same thing when you're going. Like,
It's dark.
That's scared of the dark.
I'm pretty sure you get out there when the sun's breaking.
no, listen, the darkness in the woods is the same thing as when you turn the lights off at night.
He sits in the truck till he sees lights.
Yeah. I mean, me and Brandon.
About time to go.
Me and Brandon sat in the truck for 30 minutes because we were so early one day. We were like,
Oh my. Yeah.
we are here a little early.
Like,
Was that daylight savings time? Or
Yes, it was. We totally
the day you
forgot
cut
about
the bowling?
that. Yeah.
Nighttime in the timber is the same thing as when you're at home and you turn the lights off on the stairs. Like you gotta go.
Oh, you got the demon behind you? The demon is behind you. Run!
Like it's all safe until you get to that stand.
And then you look behind you, and then he's in front of you, and then you look back in front of you, and then he's behind you, and you gotta run again.
We went out there one time. It was me, Cage. I'm pretty sure you were with him. I don't know. And then Braden. And we went there to a stand, and we got out there super early. It was super dark. And I remember Braden was pretty much me to the door to the stand. And he called me. He goes, "Hey, man, I can't find the stand. I got eyes looking at me in the woods, bro." Daylight breaks. He goes, "I'm looking at it right now. I'm good." He literally just turned around, and the stand was like right there.
Yeah, that's how that one goes. But, well,
That brings us to stands, to tree stands.
Yeah.
And basically how, when I started hunting, it was basically about either you built your own stand and hope it survived throughout the years, or I eventually graduated to ladder stands, because they're about the safest, about the simplest, you know. And then, after ladder stands, they started seeing hang-on stands more often, which became very versatile, a very good tool. But they were like clunky, hardcore metal,
Right.
So they weren't light. Nowadays, we rock hang-on stands a lot, and the way they make them now, it's just so they're light. The ones we buy all the time from Farmer Fleet, you can level them.
Oh, the kickback.
The Hawk, is it Hawk?
Hawk kickback.
Kickbacks. Those are about our number one go-to for hang-on stands. I mean, they've changed so much stuff, but the only thing we don't ever change is the ladders. We always use the screw-in pegs stuff.
It hurts the hands and it hurts the feet, but like
It's easy on the wallet.
yes, it's $1.19 for a peg.
To get it up 30 feet in the tree, I spent $30.
That's right. I got about 50 pegs.
You get 50 pegs for $30.
I'd say the pegs are about $3 each. So you about 10 pegs. We probably end up with usually about 15 pegs each stand.
Yeah.
If that.
We get up.
Yeah, we get up there. Dude, we were up that one time. We were setting it up at night, weren't we? That stand in the honey hole over your old place. We got up there in the morning, but that next morning,
Yeah,
we
we're
were
like,
holy cow, look how high we are.
Sitting there, I'm like, are you done climbing yet? Or something? Like, no, I'm still going. I'm like, get that. Yeah, that was that in the one tree where we were pretty open?
Yeah, right off the trail. Big.
Or is this the other
I'm
one?
talking about where it's at now, unless you guys moved it.
No, I haven't moved it. That one's up there.
It's
That
up
was
there.
by.
And that's the one where I have to jump over to the other tree halfway up.
About halfway up. We gotta fix that.
We went up there once because he was filming me. Hated how those pegs were because I would be climbing up a tree. And I was like, go to this tree now, and then I turn around, then you gotta like pretty much spread your britches to
Hey.
get to the other tree.
You hunt on a budget, guy.
Yeah, I mean, it.
Spent that much money on the tree stands. We can't afford to steps.
That's why you need to wrap a rope
Yeah.
around the tree and like really pull them together.
Walk on the rope.
Yes.
Follow the trees.
No, and I mean, we have pegs in every one of our tree stands.
Pretty much, yeah.
It's just the simplest.
Yeah, and I would say, the go-to now is that hang-on. We've never done climbing. I've done climbing stands before. They're cool. They're a hassle. They're a hassle.
They're cool.
Yeah, they're not fun.
See, I would never want to do a climb one because I see so many videos and they'll be posting.
The
and
bottom drops off.
Yeah.
You're
He'll be sitting here
supposed to
like-
have a rope on it
Yeah, he
that
goes.
ties to the
Well,
top.
who really does that?
Wait, was that rope tied? Nope.
Oh, here's the rope.
It's the old video where the guy jumps off with the rope tied to himself, and the other guy's just sitting there watching the rope spool out. And
That's why I don't say anything. Just go.
Oh, that's a.
But climbers are okay. It's just I don't rock them. I don't need to, and it takes a pretty perfect tree to do a climber.
Yeah, straight up.
But I tell you what, it's changed the game. Is the saddles?
Oh my god.
I would have never. I think I saw them coming around. Well, I don't know when they came around, but I started seeing them more so like 3 years ago. Mm-hmm. Saw people rocking them. I'm like, I don't know about that.
I want a big diaper holding on to me, and
Well, it's not that. It's just I just don't know, man. It's like you're just used to sitting in a seat, you know.
right.
And I will say the comfort of a hang-on stand will not be beaten by a saddle.
No.
Granted, you get it tuned up, the saddle's pretty comfy, but to me, it's not all day comfy.
No. Those hawk kickbacks, dude. We could.
Yeah.
You could.
I guess it
Put
was for a
some
while.
weekends
that
in that.
nice hammock-style seat or whatever the heck it's called.
And ours always have the backrest because we're even though we're still younger, we got some old bodies.
Yeah.
Got some beat up bodies. That Brandon, here he is.
That's what they mean by kickback.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
My first like kickback style was I bought I think it was the Rhino. I bought off like
It was a
Farm-
big game.
Mine was Rhino. I bought off Farm and Home Supply. I don't know. I saw
yeah,
it and
yeah.
it was cheap,
Yeah.
and I just bought it. I mean, it's super nice. Now I can't get this one bolt tightened, so it kind of like.
That's reassuring.
That's what. Didn't we have to do that for a set of?
Yeah, we had to bring a ratchet.
Yeah, we had to make the wrench. We're out there in the dark. Hey, shine your light quick.
All you hear is,
Because that seat, I would stand up and then I'd put the seat up
and then just.
and they go.
Did you hear that?
I love it because it's almost like a double XL. Like the platform is from here
Oh, yeah.
to that side. Like
That's what sucks is I love the big platform, but it adds so much weight.
Oh my god.
And they're a hassle. Like, I know I've got a good method for setting up a hang-on stand, but like that platform, it just kind of a bear when you're. But
yeah.
the saddles have changed that. Like I texted you guys that one day I was setting up that one stand, changed my life for setting up tree stands. I tie in my saddle, even though I'm hanging on a hang-on stand. I could sit there, hands free. Like just setting that thing up. I don't have to worry about, let me hold on to this peg while I'm trying to get this strap, and then, oh crap, there's the platform. I don't, all that finagling. And now it's just, I put my saddle on, go up, get my pegs or whatever set up, and then I got my hang on, I pull it up on the rope. I can just sit back, two hands.
Yeah, you have both your hands and you're sitting on your platform,
Yeah.
you know, or the tree or a peg,
Yeah.
and you have both hands to work with. It's just that saddle is not only is it a stand,
Yeah.
but it's also like just another
It's
tool.
It's almost like an extra set of hands without hands. You get your hands
Yeah.
back because you're sitting in the saddle. It was a game changer, that's for sure.
It really,
It's-
really is.
It's a versatile tool to be able to say, those little what are those things called? The sticks, the climbing sticks that we bought with
Oh,
the
yep,
things. They weren't cheap, but they're good. I know we're seeing some bad reviews on the ones we bought. They are kind of sketchy sometimes. Especially when it's dark and you're climbing those things. It's like,
Wee wee. Doing some wheelies with them.
so, but those, you could just take a set in, throw it up, and that's all you gotta do. Trim a couple things, but it's not like, okay, now I gotta get the stand up. No, you are
done.
you are the stand.
Yeah. I think a couple things to be said about the saddles is I know the whole budget thing, right? But you get what you pay for.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
And me and Connor have a cheaper saddle.
Yeah. Is it the hammock, or are they called the hammock?
It's called the hammock, yeah.
I love it. You love it?
Yeah, I'm not really just going to sit here and bash this one, but
Yeah.
it is good until it's not. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Comfort? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
yeah. And like I said, I'm not going to sit here and just blast this company, but I would say if you plan on making saddle a priority, spend some dough.
But that's also why that's another kind of another reason we bought the separate ones. I bought Trophy Line.
Yep.
I love it. For a saddle period, you have to get it tuned right. The angle of what you're hanging from makes all the difference in the world for comfort. To pinching the hips. And people say you can buy those bridge things to spread the saddle. I'm not gonna carry an extra utensil. But I mean,
Right.
I feel like when I got it just right, I didn't have that pinch of the hips. Yeah, you get what you pay for. I can't complain about my Trophy Line. It is a matter of putting the time in, figuring out the ins and outs of it. Just like shooting with your clothes on, exactly how you're going to do with your bow, whatever you have.
Yeah.
I think the saddle I have, I like it. I'm good with it. Just got to fine tune how you're sitting in there with it.
Right, and whenever we all three got our saddles in, all three of us texted each other, and we went out to your place, and we started working on them, like figuring out how to climb with them, how this is going to feel, just getting your right length. And I don't think we really fine-tuned them until we got out to the property.
Well, you're not going to fine tune them until you're sitting in the tree for 2 or 3 hours.
Yeah, and you're like, man, there's that limb right there. I need to back down a little
It's like,
bit.
man, it's starting to get uncomfortable.
I see so many people when they climb their saddles, they have like this pack on the back of them, and they keep their sticks, and there's a thing for their platform on their back.
Yeah.
I didn't want to really do that. What saved me the most time is when I first ever put them up, first time using it, that little clip on your right-hand side, that when you wrap it around the tree, it goes to the clip.
Yeah.
I put all my loops on the clip.
Yeah.
And I just climbed up the tree, undid a loop, and put it on, and kind of just.
So you setting up as when you get out every day, or every time?
I left the sticks out there on the platform.
Yeah. Okay.
Which is what we do.
Right. And then these saddles, I think, were mostly kind of, formed for the public land hunter that has to hang as he goes. Mm-hmm. Which I could see that being, man, hands down awesome, for sure. If you have the public land hunt, a lot of places around here you can't keep your stands out there, even though people do. So you have to carry in a saddle every time. I think that's a game changer there. That's for sure. But also, like we were talking about climbing stands, I had experience with climbing stands. It had to be a straight tree, and you had to trim every freaking limb off of the thing when you were using a climbing stand. Saddle, you just monkey around that sucker. You can put your climbing sticks whatever way you wanted to.
Only thing I would say that stinks is if you're going up a tree and you have a branch that's super long, then you got to undo your clip and get it over, and you have to mess with your other one too, though.
Which you can always take
setting up.
Yeah, that's the only problem.
So that's the weird thing, Mr. Unsafety Dan here. Whenever I set up stands, and I used to use some hang-on steps that you just strap up, climb up, strap another one. I never had a saddle back then. I never had anything. Granted, you get them with every tree stand you buy, that harness, and it has a lineman belt with it. I never used it. I was always the one-arm guy. Yep. I learned to do a lot of things with one hand. Got it. Come on. Oh.
That's how I set up my saddles this year. I literally did not. The first time I ever set up, I used it.
Yeah, right.
But then after that, my second or third time, I was like, man, I don't want to have to keep going. I literally just was like bear hugging a tree and reach my hands around, grab it, and hold on. That's all I did. It just saved me a lot more time.
Right. Now, I will say, when I did that stand at my place, I was using the saddle. I decided, well, no, I did not. Because one downfall I found of it, and I had to buy a new one on Amazon or something. I think Muddy makes those things. It's actually for your harness to clip onto when you get in the stand, like just those. What are those things called? The safety rope or something? You just throw it around the tree and loop it through itself.
Oh, yeah, okay.
It's a little tie-off point or whatever.
Yeah.
I got one of those to make a longer lineman belt for my saddle because I'm in an oak tree. and my belt for my trophy line wouldn't reach around that tree.
Is this for where we were?
No, this is at my place.
Really?
That tree stand you pass when you're going back to the back.
Right down the hill.
So that tree was so thick that rope wouldn't get all the way around. It's
Oh,
like,
you saddle hunting that?
no,
No,
I'm saying
he
when I was
used to
setting up that
saddle.
tree.
I got you.
When you get up to the top, of course, tree gets thinner. I was able to do it then and hang my stand safely. And it was really nice for hanging my stand, but I could not do it from when I was doing the pegs. I had to do the pegs my old-fashioned way. I had to, hold on with one hand. You're grabbing this big of a tree with one hand. You just find that groove in the bark. You cliff hanging that thing and.
Yeah, no, that's how a lot of it goes, and I don't know. I think we're gonna give the Publix a go, cause, right? Is that what we've been talking about? Because it's right behind your house.
Yeah, true.
I think that would probably be our best bet, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, I
Swag some
we
dough.
really need to really just go in there some evening and kind of really look at where we want to go. Because if we just drive by, we're like, okay, yeah, deep hills. We really need to get in there. Because at your food plot, your big one, if you look in there, it kind of like down your little slope on your hill towards the middle of the eyeglasses you have. Like right down there, it's kind of flatter, going all the way through there, so you might be able to. But there's a pull off straight. If you're going south straight to the road, there's a pull off right there. So
Which
they're in
seems
that
like
area.
a hike to me, but then public landowners are used to that hike.
Yeah.
So I'm.
And I do want to. I'll probably go out. I looked at it. Sad thing, opening day is Tuesday.
Oh yeah, I probably won't go out then.
No.
I'll be working.
Yeah, that's the only thing. But I say if I'll probably go out that Saturday. I'll go out that Saturday and
Yes.
Sunday.
Oh, that's one of our. We're committed this year. We are smacking some dough.
Oh yeah,
No doubt about it.
dude. We are gonna have some bloody
I mean,
arrows.
you guys saw those pictures yesterday at my house. All those does.
What, did you see that picture, Congress?
I had 8 of them in a line. I was
That's why
like,
I'm worried about your food plot. Why don't you sprout?
well, they're already eating my grass seeds. They ain't letting it grow.
The arsenal.
What is going on?
It's airing your throat.
What is going on?
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, can you mute Mike 4, please?
He's having some issues.
It's gotta be.
So like tree stands though, I think we're gonna capitalize on saddles because honestly, I think it's gonna be a budget saver. We all have saddles. We all video each other. So one guy hunting, one guy filming, vice versa. You got saddles. We don't have to go and set up a stand every time. And some trees are perfect enough. You might have to only screw in a couple pegs and you use the limbs the rest of the way.
Right, and that's
You can actually stand on the limbs.
Yeah. And that's another thing. What was it? I just totally forgot what I was gonna say.
I do know we will have to practice in saddles.
Yeah.
The shooting, because it just changes the aim, the angle of everything. Your eyes burn.
No, I think I was gonna say that how we leave our setups.
Like as far as scent control,
Right.
to
Yeah.
and from.
Yeah, we leave it.
Leave it there.
Leave it there.
Oh, I got you. Yeah, we leave the climbing sticks and everything
Correct,
in the
yeah.
little platform there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one thing that is good. Well, how much were our platform? $60.
Yeah, I don't think I recommend that platform though.
Really?
I'm thinking about going to.
What did you think of it?
It was okay.
I mean, you about fell off.
I feel like that ratchet strap doesn't get tight enough to a tree. I feel like it comes loose way too easy.
Is it a ratchet strap?
It's not a ratchet. It's a cinch.
It's a
It's a typical
snap.
cinch.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it did its job. Now I can't say like. For me, you can probably see it in the Bully video. Like you can hear it, I think, in the Bully video. That's not the first time it's happened. When I was sitting, so the tree, I'm like this in my saddle. Here's the tree in front of me. That Bully was to the right. I had to basically turn sideways, and the platform is what, like this?
Yeah, it ain't the biggest, but
I had
it's
to turn
bigger.
sideways to where my feet were sideways to the tree, where I was getting the angle of the bully buck, and it did not like that. That platform, I don't know. You got to think of it like the platform. My feet are on it like this, and it decided to kick sideways a little bit. I didn't. Now the saddle, you're tied off to the tree, so it just went. I was basically hanging from the saddle at that point, still videoing, but
I remember that scared the absolute crap out of you.
oh yeah,
You looked back at me like,
it did it that night. We were watching all those does surround us.
yeah.
And
Is that the night you dropped your camera?
Yeah, that's the night that the camera went for a tumble. Props, by the way, to Canon cameras. Oh man, that thing is still trooping. But
Even after the recent war.
oh yeah, you might see that in the food plot video where it blew over when I was freaking clearing brush. That wind was crazy. We were now in the windy city of Central Illinois. That's that platform. I don't know, is anybody making a better platform to where it doesn't tilt when you're sitting on it sideways?
Is it lone wool? I don't know.
I seen there's one that has a 3-piece. It's got a teeth here, and then teeth and teeth, and it's not one solid. It's 3 separate spots of teeth.
Okay.
And right here, it's expensive. It's like
Who makes it?
$150.
No. I might as well just buy a hang-on.
Right. That's what I.
Yeah, if you're wanting to get like your top tier, then you're gonna have to spend money for that, and it's like you already have the platform. Like,
Right. That's where I was like, well, maybe if we just got a better strap, like that, we could get tighter.
Well, I think what we
physically
do-
get tighter.
What you need to do, where's the strap located on the platform on those?
at the bottom. No, it's midway between bottom and top.
Oh yeah, it's in the middle. That's right.
Okay, what you really need probably is another strap directly on the bottom to keep it from kicking sideways.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah.
And I wonder if I feel like we could just poke a hole in the bottom, like drill a hole in
Yeah.
the bottom, and take that peg, that circle peg that's up there, and just move it down. I feel like you might be able to disassemble that part.
Yeah, we'll have to take a look at that one's called the Hawk. Is that the Helium?
Yeah, Hawk Helium.
Yep.
Okay, I gotcha. They're really light. It's really cool. It works. But yeah, I mean, being a new
There's
saddle
some
hunter,
quirks that
yeah, you got.
we would like to.
The only thing that I don't like is how you have to physically reach your hand at the bottom of it and untwist the nut to get it of how up and down, like you're against the tree, like to get it to the tree to your level. You have to unscrew that nut a little bit so that it, where the arm or whatever hits the bolt.
Uh-huh.
You have to keep unscrewing it or tightening or
I
whatever.
gotcha. Yeah,
But
there's some things you gotta work out if
Yeah.
you're gonna keep paying that little price.
Yep.
Like if you don't want to spend the extra money, I don't want to spend the extra money
I don't
on
either.
platforms.
I do not either. I mean, if there's something cheaper we can find, I'll do it. I mean,
Yeah.
remember we're just on a budget here, you know.
Right. Yeah, I love the saddles, that's for sure. They're gonna be used a lot this year. But
So are the Hawks. I
Yeah.
mean, they're gonna be just right there with them.
if I catch some good sales at Farm and Fleet or somewhere selling tree stands, I never pass them up. I always try to capitalize on
Yeah.
any sales I see. That's for sure. 'Cause I prefer a good hang on before I sit in the saddle if
Yeah.
I have to.
I think I'll hunt that first opening weekend at the food plot as long as the food plot grows good. I'm gonna hunt there, and then after that, I'm gonna try to leave that whole corner that I'm hunting. I'm gonna let that just go until
Yeah.
probably the very last weekend of October, and I'm just gonna hunt like that public ground or yours. We really need to look at it first, like kind of see what it is. But when we went out scouting there, it's between which is going to be beans this year and a big bedding like CRP field right here, and there's a pinch right here that meets into both of them.
Whose is this?
This is that one.
Okay. All right.
Oh, the public land?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If we were to get there, like we were looking at it, I want to go because both fields over there, you look at it and you enter off this road, little pond right here, and they use that pond as a huge, heavy trail that they go through, and then it goes CRP, bean field, and in this bean field right here, there's one huge like oak tree almost. I don't know what type it was. I could see it on the maps. It's just one tree right in the middle. And it's here, and you could have all this just set up on one field. And I
Ideally.
didn't see much traffic at all. Granted, it was
It's off season.
controlled pheasant season.
Yeah, no, I hear you there. I think kind of a little off topic, but I can't say that it's not off topic, is what is going to be a huge game changer for us is thankfully Brandon has these, is the e-bikes.
Oh yeah, those were a game changer last
Thank
year.
God he has those, and he has 3 of them. So, woo!
That was after the whole sweating our butts off.
Yeah, and Brandon was like, "Well, why don't we just use our e-bikes?" Well, I was like, "Oh,
So it was so the way we were going there. It was hard to get the e-bikes through there.
to go up it." Yeah. Well, the first time we took it out there is when we jumped Jim Bob.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah. But the e-bikes saved our lives going out there, and we parked them right underneath the tree stand. Just threw them in the bushes right underneath the tree stand.
Yep.
The saddle set up.
The one time I asked you to test it out before I wanted to like buy and everything. It was great. Obviously, going through a cornfield, I mean, it's like
Yeah, it's a bike.
like
Oh, it's a bike. It's gonna let you know it's a bike.
Yeah.
yeah, it was nice. But man, I was so mad when I was like, all right, here's your bike back. Because I remember Cage went out there to go film me, and I'm walking, and Cage is like, dude, this walk sucks. So
Yeah.
like, tell me about it. You're walking, you're loaded.
Freaking lazy, man.
Yeah.
You expect
Like, you're walking back there.
But like,
It's gonna be terrible come elk season.
we taking the bikes. We gotta look into that. We're gonna see you riding off a cliff.
E.T.
no, those bikes. Honestly, in the scent control on those things.
It's nuts, dude. Every time I ride one on my property, I get within 30 yards of deer before they run. Mm-hmm. It's like, okay. Anytime I'd be walking, they'd be gone.
Yeah.
It's like, how did you not notice this bike coming? Like, to me, I hear the motor doing its little
Yeah.
but I guess they don't notice anything about it.
I just
And
get
it's scent free.
So we need to have 2 people on the bike.
Yeah.
One driving, the other one, I got you.
The other one jumps off.
The other-
Jumps
and
off.
shoots.
The other one does the old, like you keep driving, I get off and just get the action as they're filming.
I'll see people do that for mule deer hunting. They'll have the outfitter will drive by and they'll have to hop off the truck as he's driving, so the mule deer thinks, oh, it's just a car driving by, and it works.
Oh, okay, that's what you're saying.
So what we need to do is we need to drive a 4-wheeler through the mountains, jump off the mountain,
Jump off the mountain?
and land on the mountain.
Oh, land on the mountain.
Skydiving. Yeah.
No, but
Skydiving without parachute.
I think,
Yeah, that is another thing that's in our arsenal that helps a lot. The e-bikes.
and we're very thankful that he has those, and it's gonna be a game changer
They are nice.
for real.
Need to have a cart for them, pull a deer back.
Yeah.
Which honestly, I was looking at it.
Have you seen those deer sleds
What was it?
that you can put on those things?
Oh, on it?
Yeah.
I've seen the deer sleds that you pull behind you. That's like a sled. You put.
Yeah,
I
I've seen this one. It's for a bike. You take the bolts off of the axle,
Yeah.
put this on it, screw the bolts back down, and it's a sled right behind you.
So
And it's on this little chain system, so it kind of like it works like a trailer.
Really.
you're talking like where the back pegs would be
Yep.
on the tire.
Yep.
I was thinking about, since it's got the clamp on the back, I'm just gonna toss the deer on top of the back of the bike and just clamp him.
Oh, your deer's that small?
Yeah. I almost had a big one, but he got away.
He marked him.
I know.
I think everybody had a shot at him this year.
I tried to stop him.
Oh, that's another thing about my arsenal. I am just changed my. I mean, being that Illinois turned into a rifle state this year, single shot. I am just in awe of. I have a 400 Legend. My wife has a 350 Legend. I will not ever go back to shotgun unless it breaks.
Which one did you shoot more?
What do you mean?
Which one did you use?
I used the 400 Legend.
400 Legend. Is that one more powerful than the 350?
Yes, I killed a doe at 234 yards this year.
Dropped her in her tracks, didn't you?
She stumbled 10 yards and died.
That's insane.
That's right after I shot another doe at like 30 yards. She dropped. She was like, yeah, I can't get up. But yeah, that was, they say the 400 Legend shoots further than the 350 Legend to where it can still kill something at that distance. 350 Legend, I think it maxes out 150 or 200 yards. I can't remember. But they say that's the ethical range.
For the 400 is
400 Legend, I think, is like 300 yards or something like
that's
that.
insane.
It has that kind of power, that
And-
kind of bullet and velocity.
What do you set yours in at base?
100.
100 yards, and
Yeah.
then
I
does
think
it
I-
have ticks on your?
No, I just held, I think, 10 inches high on her at 234 yards. I think I was holding just underneath the back line. And I remember ranging her right before I shot.
Dang.
And that was from a ladder stand. I was just on the armrest of a ladder stand. It was awesome. I love. That's what I'm saying. For gun season this year, we need to get dialed in on some 350 Legends because they don't kick much at all.
What did you pay for your 400?
It was
Ballpark.
no. It doesn't have to be ballpark. I'm pretty sure it was. I paid $450. It came with a scope. It came with a scope.
With the scope.
It came with the scope. $450 from the folks that locked and loaded down in Pana.
Pana.
Now, Black Friday, it was actually selling for $300 to $350.
I like that.
But I didn't want to go in on Black Friday. I went in on Black Friday to do the paperwork. Plus, I'm just not patient enough to wait. And this was between shotgun seasons. I bought the gun right between the first and second season. And Friday, that was a big mistake going there. Yeah, that was
Just
terrible.
crazy.
It was a freaking nut house in there.
Really?
They have so many deals going on in there. It's crazy.
I wonder if they'll have some more this year. I'll have to pick one up.
Just look online. You can buy it online from their website.
And just go down and pick it up.
You don't even have to. They'll send it. Well, you can go pick it up, or you can just send it to one.
Send it up at Wapella?
Yeah.
Or right here.
Yeah. Wapella, blah, blah.
Yeah. No, I gotcha. Huh. Well, have we touched on everything? Or?
Muzzle loaders.
I got a muzzleloader now.
I banked one with a muzzleloader last year. First muzzleloader kill I've ever had.
I've never
Watch that video.
I've never shot my muzzleloader yet. I had to remember we were gonna take it out, but I had to change. I had
breech plug.
The breech plug. So I had what's the typical primer? It's
I don't remember. It's the hoop-de-doop.
I don't remember what it is, but I had to change it because it wasn't the normal primer cap. Mm-hmm. It was some weird one that set on this little peg. So I had to get a new breech plug, and I changed it out, put it all back in, and now it takes that primer that I have.
209 breech.
209. Yep, that's it. It takes that 209 now, and it took a different one before. So, and 209 is what the guy gave me. So,
Just let me know.
yeah, we're gonna have to go out to Brandon's because you have the furthest.
Yeah.
We can shoot right down that lane probably, where you ride the bikes
Yeah, we can.
and really get sighted in. Because I mean, I want to use my muzzleloader for shotgun season too, which you can. I think.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, I do.
I haven't shot a deer.
You could also use your muzzleloader tag in second shotgun season.
That's cool. The main reason I want to use my muzzleloader is because that's the only. I don't own a shotgun, and I own that gun. And I don't really want to borrow. I don't like borrowing. I hate borrowing.
Yeah.
So I want to try to use my gun and see what.
Why don't you buy a 350 Legend this year?
I didn't think about it this year.
How about this? You buy the 350, I test it.
You got until November to
That's
buy a
true.
350 Legend.
That's true. I think
They're only like
I
$400.
have one I can buy right now. So I might buy one.
So, and they're great for kids. I think Reed should shoot one. 350 Legend. They don't have a kick, dude, and they're accurate. I'm like, you're talking about shooting shots that touch the freaking tip of this cap 100 yards. They're the dead accurate kind. That 350 Legend just
How
nuts.
fast is it to reload that 350? Just one, boom, done.
So here in Illinois, the great state of Illinois, you can't have a magazine in your gun.
Right. So is yours?
I plugged my magazine.
You have a magazine plug.
I have a magazine in there, but I actually took the internals out of the magazine and plugged it.
Okay.
Where I cannot load any bullets into the magazine. And so basically it acts as like just a ramp to where once I cock back,
So it doesn't fall.
so yeah, I drop the other bullet right on top of that magazine, and I just ram it forward, the bolt forward, and I go again. I mean, it's all depends on how fast you're going to be able to do it with your hand.
Right. I remember. So actually, I take that back. I used Braden's. What does he have?
450 Bushmaster.
450 Bushmaster. That sucker can put the hurt on something.
Yeah, they are. I think they call that thing the thumper usually.
Holy cow.
It kicks.
Yeah. I mean, I was sitting on. He told me I seen this deer, and I texted Braden. I was like, "Is he a shooter?" He's like, "Yeah, it's a shooter." It was a doe, right? And he gets up to me, and I'm like, "It's a cat, Braden. I'm pretty sure it's a cat." And he's like, "No, that was good size." I was like, "All right, whatever." And I was like, "Man, I guess I'll shoot this thing." So I get out and I stick the 450 Bushmaster out the window, and I shoot, and that thing just stands there, right? It's like, we just sighted this thing in. I'm like, there ain't no way this thing's off. So I quickly load another one, and it walks behind this brush. And I literally, it's like this, right? I can't see any of the vitals. So I was like, well, I guess we're going to see what this thing's worth. So I took it, and I plunged right through all that brush, and I saw that deer boom, go bouncing. And I was like, nailed it that time. And we went up to it, and Braden put the finishing shot in it just because we were trying to just, wasn't trying to let it die. We were there.
Yeah.
So we get up to it, and there's 3 shots in it. I was like, what the heck? I was like, I could have swore I missed it. And it was the most perfect shot you could ever think. It was right above the shoulder, about 1.5 inches back. Just poof, right there. And it just stood there.
Yeah.
Like, I bet it would have died.
Deer are tough.
It's insane.
ridiculous.
And this was a cat, if you guys weren't wondering. It was very small. But it was probably a 1-year-old.
Yeah.
So, but it tastes great. Tasted great.
I definitely want to capitalize on the muzzleloaders this year, rifles, just getting out there with anything and everything we got in the arsenal, and really getting after them, especially the does. We have a lot of does in every bit of property we touch.
Yeah, that's why we are all slinging some arrows.
That's why I'm gonna opening that first October. Doesn't matter, public land, anywhere. I'm gonna have a full dozen arrows just in my backpack. I ain't stopping.
I mean, yeah, for real, just pluck them. I mean, we're going to have a heyday at your place. We're going to have a heyday at our place. All of us are going to be shooting those.
Yeah.
Because we need to.
Yeah.
I mean, from the picture you got, you can kill at least 8 and still be fine.
Yeah.
I mean, good gosh, you're sitting in my deer stand up there. We could all sit up. They're already broadside perfectly on line for you.
It's insane, but no, it's going to be a great year. We're gonna make some stuff happen, and then, I mean, I think we touched on everything.
Yep.
That we'd like to.
Yeah. So I mean, we kind of just went through why we landed on everything and why we use what we use. Sometimes there's no rhyme or reason. Sometimes it's just cost.
Mm-hmm. Which is just another. I mean, we're just on a budget.
Yeah.
But we're making it work, and
sometimes we're just a little hard-headed and don't try anything else.
That's true. I mean, with the bow, we're hard-headed, and we just have stuck with them, and not saying we're not opposed to trying anything else, but we just don't.
It works. I like it. It's a good bow. I wouldn't buy any. I wouldn't waste any money on another one, but
no, nope. I mean, it did have the sucker holder.
Oh yeah, it did. Yeah.
Which I bet they didn't know that's only 1% royalty on that.
It had a sucker holding it. It was holding a sucker.
Whoa. Double sucker.
Watch your mouth.
Oh, sorry. Double lollipop. Whoa. So, Connor, you got anything to add?
Not really. I mean, I just know this season's gonna be great, and
do you have a muzzle loader yet?
No, I'm gonna have to.
Oh wait, you're not a gun hunter, are you?
No, I really spent my gun seasons ever since 2020. I went out with Paul. Mm-hmm. I would just try to get him a deer each year, and then last year, I watched you almost hit him.
Hold on.
Hey, I hit him.
Almost hit who?
Dynamite.
Throat punch.
I hit him. Nah, this will be a good season. I'm definitely gonna say there's gonna be a big doe montage coming.
Well, hold on here. How many times was throat punch hit or missed this year?
I missed him once. Connor hit him.
Yeah. And I saw him in the field laughing at me. So
he's going down this year.
He better, because he's got to start going downhill.
I will say.
He's going down.
I will say, looking at the tracks, I remember last year when I called you guys about setting up the saddle, and I knew it was Throat Punch's tracks right there. I mean, we were out there the other day, and I'm looking at these deer tracks. These are like some of the heaviest deer tracks I've seen. So it's either him or we've got another really big buck.
Well, maybe that one from right across the street's coming over.
Like this one, I'm talking is.
That's the thing.
Like
you never know
what's
what's gonna happen year to year.
Yeah, no, but I mean, we're gonna work our butts off, and he's going down.
And
Like,
I'm
it's gonna
excited to
happen.
see just whatever, what else is going to be on the target list this year.
Yeah. Oh,
You just
just
never know.
new deer.
Yeah, the other place we have. I mean, the place we have permission to hunt. Hopefully, we can renew that this year.
Yeah.
And I'm just hoping to see the deer we were after. That.
Oh, Jim Bob.
Yeah. Oh, and I don't even know what LP's going to.
Oh my God, man! Maybe he
He might be TP this year. I don't know.
tall pro.
I will say one deer I do want to see is we had 15-yard shot on him, but he was behind the heaviest brush you could have. It was Brownie.
Oh, yeah.
the chocolate rack
He
deer.
went away for 2 years and then came back.
That was the day we
Try to find
sat.
brownies.
He's still bigger than
That was the
ever.
day we sat in your guys' where you guys have your hang-ons now at
Yeah.
the old place. We get up there and
We
I
haven't
mean,
trimmed those yet, have we?
No, which
and if
we are
you
going
would've,
to.
perfect shot right there.
Well, yeah, that's why we don't trim them. That way, you just have that suspense.
So they just don't like me shooting their deer. No, like he came. We got out there early. I think it was like we got out there at 1:30. I was like, dude, I don't want to be out here this long. It was cold, snow on the ground. I was like, I want to be home with my PJs.
And 30 minutes later, there he is.
Yeah, he's out there just. I mean, on.
Well, shoot, the first time we sat in that stand, there was a deer that ran by us we never even saw.
Oh, that huge one.
Yeah.
Oh, it wasn't huge, but he
was shooting.
got shot. Yeah.
We also went out there for a shotgun, and we had a doe 5 yards under us.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. She was little, but
Dropped
yeah.
a shotgun right through her.
It's brown is down this year, all right? It's
yeah.
It's down.
I'll have a certain criteria that has to be met. If
Yeah.
it has antlers, it's probably not brown. It's down.
Yeah.
But yeah.
If it's a spike, it's down.
You've got to be at least this tall. Like
right,
all my
that's
trees will be marked with a white line. Like, yeah, okay, you're tall enough. Can you step on the scale over here, please?
We're just gonna be putting more kills on the ground for sure this year.
Like, yeah, you guys, we're gonna have a doe video.
That's be sad if we don't kill anything.
What do you guys get this year?
Any deer.
It's gonna be that one time when we're serious, like, all right, no buck, like stick to a doe, and that's when he walks out.
And there's a lot of year left. Like just in 2024 until we get to the season, October 1st, we don't know if we could get permission for other grounds yet. You know?
I'm really trying to get permission for ground. I got rejected 12 times last year. I asked people down the road. I kept going. Like, no, I was like, okay. I did get permission at one place. They said to come back this year because they had made a deal with somebody last year and they said they want to see younger hunters get into the sport.
Oh, yeah.
So he said, come back next year. I hope he still lives there. But
Did you tell him you're 12?
I told him I was like, I have 10.
Oh my gosh, that's legendary. No, and yeah, there's still a lot of time left. We can definitely be get some good ground, and hopefully we can renew the property we had last year because that's got some potential.
Yeah.
And then maybe we'll venture over into the bedroom.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I like
Oh, you dirty dog.
But yeah, I mean, but we do have this. We're going to be starting a series here. This is the second one.
Yep.
The Talking Tech.
Talking Tech.
We're trying to talk about anything and everything that we try to get down to the nitty gritty of everything we have for bow hunting and I guess gun hunting too. What we use every day and just kind of show everybody what we have going on with what we've got. So this is number 2 of the series. So I think we're doing our best to really show what we got. But
Yeah, because it looked like the first one took off pretty good.
Yeah.
So I think
it felt like people like to see that one, the Matthews comparison.
yeah. So we decided to make it a series.
Yeah.
And
We got some extra ideas coming up too. Maybe we'll definitely be hitting up some more of what we like, don't like, and kind of just go through the specs of them. And
yep.
But looks like Connor's got something for us.
A daily joke.
Let's hear it.
All right. So 2 dearest friends decide to try hunting for the first time, but they agree to split up to increase the chances. The guy goes, "What if we get lost?" The guy says, "So then fire 3 shots up in the air every hour on the hour." He goes, okay. He goes, "I saw it on TV. I'm sure it works." Sure enough, one of the hunters finds himself lost in the woods, so he fires 3 shots up into the air every hour on the hour. The next day, the other hunter finds his friend with the help of a forest ranger, Guy goes, "Did you do what I said?" He goes, asked the hunter. He goes, "Yes, I fired 3 shots up into the air every hour on the hour until I ran out of arrows."
He didn't have them nocturnals. Dadgummit.
Must not have been sighted in.
No. No, that's how she goes. But that is episode 2 of Talking Tech.